Hello, and welcome to Phoenix Shogi. If you're watching this, it's because you've woken up in a mysterious world where Shogi strength is. It's probably because you want to learn how to play Shogi and already looked up the basic rules on leashogi.org/learn, or had the piece movements explained to you. But when you set up your brand new board for the first time, you thought, now what? What's the strategy? Where should I go? Which pieces should I move? Can I defeat Shogio and save the world? Well, something that's nice about Shogi is that you can get very strong knowing next to 0 Joseki, set moves, or main lines, just by knowing good shape, techniques, and some basic strategy. So let's begin with basic strategy. The very first thing you want to do is activate your big pieces. You'll notice that they are both physically larger than the other pieces and have a much wider range of movement. If you can get these pieces promoted, you'll have taken a very big step towards mating the enemy king. But which moves get these pieces into the game? That's right, pawn 7-6 and pawn 2-6. With one move, the bishop goes from being stuck to having 5 potential spaces it could move to. This is obviously a good move, but what about the rook pawn? Well, the rook pawn only gives you 1 extra spot for the rook right now. But if we keep pushing this pawn until eventually it's gone, you'll give the rook a clear line of sight into the enemy camp, and later you can make a dragon. These kinds of moves are characteristic of ibisha, static rook, which leaves the rook where it is and aims at the bishop's weak head. But maybe you find that boring. Maybe you've joined an elite dojo that only teaches furibisha, swinging or ranging rook. Well, instead of this pawn, maybe you push this pawn and move over. Or swing the rook over here to this pawn you've already pushed. Whatever you do, just remember that the key is the rook. Where you put your rook will decide the shape of the game. So to demonstrate this basic idea, let's imagine we're playing against a literal baby. We have infinite moves, and we want an easy way to win. Let's make a dragon. Push the pawn a few times. Here, if we let the other player play, they'd probably take this pawn. But babies don't have fine motor skills, so we'll capture it and make a tokin. Now we take the bishop, because babies also don't have long-term memory, and don't care how mean we are. We are now winning by an entire bishop. Next we could take the knight, but let's take the silver, because it's worth a little more, and will allow us to next turn immediately make a dragon. Step 1 complete. Step 2, get the enemy king. Take the gold, and now we have to move the king because it's check. If the king moves here, it's mate in 1. So we'll move here instead. We're playing both sides now. Since the king has nowhere to run, we chase it. And because Gote, the player who moves second, has nothing to drop and will have their king eaten wherever it runs, they block with this gold. And here, we have so many pieces in hand that there must be Tsume, a forced mating sequence. If you want to pause and try to find it, give it a shot. Answer in 3, 2, 1. So the first move is we trade off our fancy dragon. Thank you for your service. And now, the king has no defenders, so we can just drop pieces in his face. Until eventually, he's cornered and mated. Babu babu makemashita. This may not be the best mating sequence, but it was the most straightforward. going back to the initial problem, you might have thought that you could do something clever here with the silver, because the gold is pinned to the king by
Dragon.
But if the king is allowed to move back, now he adds 2 defenders, with the silver and the rook, all guarding the key square. And if you press on, trying to mate the king, eventually, you'll run out of pieces. And in this case, the king will escape. So I hope this gives you some ideas on how to start. Please do not let any babies near shogi, as it is a choking hazard. Check out our website and other fun links in the description below. And stay tuned for more videos. Peace.